If you're going to race grift, dude, at least have some evidence to actually support your claims.
It is that when it comes to MVP voting, 80% of the voters are white American. 20% are others. I know that stat. If you want to talk about advanced stat, I do know that one. Now let's talk about this year. And let's talk about this
thing here from yesterday's show when Kendrick Perkins said 80% of NBA voters for the MVP award are white. The NBA publicly announces the voters each year, and after review, it is clear the panel is much more diverse than what was portrayed by Kendrick Perkins, and we wanted to make sure that we corrected that today.
Kendrick Perkins has got to be the worst race baiter ever who's ever been on the show First Take. Okay? He is the absolute worst. I mean, dude, if you're going to sit here and say that the problem is that most of the voters are white, then you better have some actual receipts to kind of back up or some evidence to suggest that the white voters are racist. Because it looks to me like they're voting for a lot of black guys.
Wow. Just wow. Guys, we're going to be talking a little bit in this video about the decline of First Take, because I think that right there is the real meat of this video. But there are a couple of things that need to be answered first before we get to that stage. And don't worry, we're going to be looking at a little bit more of that conversation between JJ Redick and Kendrick Perkins. Now, guys, I want to go ahead and tell you right now, I haven't watched First Take that much recently. And if you know a little bit more about Kendrick, which, I mean, obviously I have seen him up there before. But if you know a little bit more about any potential race grifting in the past, let me know. I know about Stephen A. Smith, and I know about Max Kellerman. I'll be rolling a clip, a nice little TikTok that somebody rolled out earlier. I'll also be leaving this video right here in the description box because I kind of got that TikTok from that video. But guys, I want to go ahead and throw this out here right now. Number one, the logic of Kendrick Perkins is already flawed, and I'll explain it to you why here in a second with some actual honest-to-God facts here in a minute. You see, the NBA MVP award, for the most part, is a regular season award. As a matter of fact, most MVP awards across sports are, for the most part, just good old-fashioned regular season awards. The best player during the regular season normally wins the MVP award. It's normally based off stats and actual situation. The thing is this right here. To suggest that 80% of the NBA voters for the MVP award are white, first of all, that kind of, okay, I could have believed that at first. And then, of course, Molly Karam Rose, she came out and basically refuted that. But the reason why I don't think it matters is because, as you will see right here, just about every single NBA MVP since about 1984 has not been white.
All right, guys, we're going to start at 1986. We're actually going to go a little bit further than what Kendrick Lamar wanted to say. So let's go ahead and do this. 1986, Larry Bird, he won it 3 years in a row. 84 to, guess what, 86. There's even Moses Malone in 1982. Even I can see that here. Let's see, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, Michael Jordan, Karl Malone, Shaquille O'Neal. Well, outside of Larry Bird, that is all black players. Okay. Allen Iverson, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. Those right there are three separate black players. Okay. Steve Nash is white. So is Dirk Nowitzki. That's 3 years in a row. Kobe Bryant, black player, 2008. LeBron, Derrick Rose, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Giannis. All those players are black. Nikola Jovic. That's how I pronounce it. Yanukovych, whatever his name is. That's what? Altogether, three white players outside of Larry Bird since before the 90s? I mean, do I need to read it again? You know, let's do it one more time. Okay, so 2022, 2021, you had Nikola, white guy. Okay, black guy, same guy, black, white, black, same guy, white, black, black. Kendrick Perkins has got to be the worst race baiter ever who's ever been on the show First Take. Okay? He is the absolute worst. I mean, dude, if you're going to sit here and say that the problem is that most of the voters are white, then you better have some actual receipts to kind of back up or some evidence to suggest that the white voters are racist. Because it looks to me like they're voting for a lot of black guys.
Now, gang, I hopped behind the computer and I named off every single NBA MVP award winner. This right here, by the way, was the ESPN graph that we use, an ESPN list. And there were only 4 guys on that list that were white. The guy that we're talking about now, the guy that we're arguing about. And, of course, we're talking about Larry Bird, who won 3 in a row from 84 to 86. And, of course, we're talking about Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki. Now, I know somebody's going to say we heard a lot of Michael Jordan. We heard Charles Barkley in there. We heard a lot of Magic Johnson. We heard a lot of LeBron. We heard some Kobe. We heard a lot of names more than once. And that would be 100% accurate. But when people suggest that the NBA is racist, I got to ask you a question. Racist against who? Racist against white people? It's like an 80% black league, 90% black league. Oh, wait, that's right. Chris Rock had to remind me that that black people were racist against other black people. Don't worry, I'll leave that clip in the description box. It's from Bringing the Pain, circa 1996, one of his comedy specials. He basically breaks down that argument very, very well. And, of course, you got people out there saying that black people can't be racist, when, in fact, you just had a poll come out here recently, which, by the way, I still believe it's mostly in the cities because the way the cities are organized, that they're obviously a little bit. Oh wait, that's right. Here's some graphs right here to kind of help cement what Scott Adams is saying. By the way, I still think it's mostly the cities, but still though, at the same time though, we got to get to the meat of this conversation. ESPN First Take has been declining for a while, and I think that that's what JJ Redick was really trying to get at in the whole 3 minutes of that little bit of conversation. I'll leave the full clip in the description box for you. But let's go ahead and roll this and let's catch it on the other side.
Not the type of person he is. It's not in his nature. Before Giannis did what he did 2 nights ago, did anybody think it was in his nature?
Right, KP.
Did anybody know how he was feeling?
Let JJ
I want to just say something.
JJ back,
Stephen A., Stephen A., I mean no offense to you, and I mean no offense to First Take, because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick Perkins. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you implied the other day. We all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated
one at a time.
It's the facts.
One at a time.
It's the facts.
One at a time.
It's the facts.
Okay.
Secondly, no one said that players don't stat pad. No one said that players aren't aware of their stats within a game. You're talking about Giannis doing it. Mm-hmm. That has nothing to do with Nikola Jokic. My point that I made the other day, which is a valid point and which I will stand by, is that Nikola Jokic does not care. What he cares about doesn't fit your narrative. So your narrative to discredit him somehow, to discredit what he's doing, it's not based in reality, Perk. And no one is disrespecting Giannis. No one is disrespecting Joel Embiid. Look, earlier in the season, you could have made an argument for Luka for MVP. You could have made an argument for Tatum. Right now, 65 games, with 17 to go, there's 3 guys you can make an argument for. And they all have valid arguments. Embiid, Giannis, and Jokic, they all have valid arguments. Nobody's discrediting them. What is the evidence? I want to know. Because this is what you do. You're implying something. You're saying something. Jokic stat pad. No, he doesn't.
No.
White voters favor white Europeans. No, they don't.
No.
That's what you're saying.
No. What I made.
And clarify.
What I personally think happened here was that Kendrick Lamar tried to race grift. I think he tried to race bait, and he obviously didn't have the facts on the side to help him get the grift out there. That's what I personally think happened in this exchange. Okay, I'm being completely honest with you. I think he wanted to pull the race card. I think he wanted to be racist in this moment. And obviously, someone like JJ Redick was obviously prepared for him. Now, I got my own issues with JJ Redick, but what I will give JJ Redick is this right here. He's obviously pretty well educated. I mean, he came from Duke University, played for Coach K for 4 years. He played in the NBA for a while. He's been around men of color for a while. And I think he understands that one of the biggest problems that ESPN has at this moment in time is that they've been carrying that whole race card thing with them. They've been carrying the whole woke mess with them. As this TikTok right here would show you what's been going on there for years.
Slave trade because you're white.
Racial discrimination, African Americans, black women.
White privilege. White privilege. White privilege. White people should feel a certain amount of guilt.
Black men, white analysts, black dude, racist white dude. I am a black man. My blackness, a lot of racists out there.
Racist, 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 racist.
Black guy versus a white guy.
Racist, racist.
Race riots.
White privilege.
Black players.
Colorism, fairer skin, racism, racist, racism, black man, white people, a black young man, white guys, black man, white girl, black people.
We don't know, but we do know this. Since you do want to bring it up, we do know this, that when it comes to MVP voting, 80% of the voters are white American. 20% are other.
The next day.
I want to correct something here from yesterday's show. When Kendrick Perkins said 80% of NBA voters for the MVP award are white. The NBA publicly announces the voters each year, and after review, it is clear the panel is much more diverse than what was portrayed by Kendrick Perkins, and we wanted to make sure that we corrected that today.
I was so glad to see Max Kellerman get booted off that show, okay? And I understand the real reason why Max Kellerman is not there. The guy didn't have any talent. He really didn't. Outside of boxing, he really and truly didn't know crap. I mean, he kept on saying Tom Brady he's going off a cliff. He said that shit for like 6 straight years, okay? And he kept getting proven wrong, all right? And then every day you had to hear the race bait, the race grift. You had to hear this crap for a while. Never mind the fact that he was actually a failed rapper at one point in time. I have no idea why that guy was even on the show. He couldn't even hold a candle to anybody that was up there. Look, Will Cain is one of the worst when it comes to sports, and Max Kellerman could not defeat him in debates either. Go back and watch those debates, and you honestly tell me that Will Cain did not beat him in those debates. Even in debates when Will Cain was 100% wrong, he still got the better of him, at least optically. Fact of the matter is that ESPN has been going down this road for a long time, and people are starting to catch on. Now, let me say this really quick. If ESPN really and truly wanted to stick with the grift on this one right here, Molly Karam Rose, who's also very annoying, would not have came out and not been told that you have to refute exactly everything that Kendrick Perkins said. Now, as far as Kendrick Perkins' job is concerned, I don't think he'll get fired or anything, but I have a hard time seeing him up there more often. Basically, what happened here was that Kendrick, he tried to do what? He tried to push the race narrative. He tried to push the race script, and guess what happened? He got busted in the process. Now, guys, this whole conversation between these two started about stat padding and how Kendrick was trying to originally say that they're padding old boy stats. Okay, they're padding old boy stats. Okay, teams sometimes have a guy who's a much better scorer. So they pass the ball to him a lot. Let him pass the ball a little bit more. They set him up for more shots. They set him up for more points. Maybe they want him to win the MVP award. I mean, a lot of teams do this crap. All you got to do is look at the 2021 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who gave Tom Brady the ball more than they had ever given a quarterback in their entire existence. And Tom had one of the greatest seasons of his career. Next thing you know, Tom has got a massive amount of touchdown passes. However, his stats look a little bit wonky. Obviously, his stats were padded that year, where someone like Aaron Rodgers' stats were not padded and yet looked a little bit more efficient. This type of crap happens all the time, but when you can't win the argument on that right there, what do? You then pivot to race, and then what happens next? You get busted wide the hell open by somebody who's actually educated and actually knows what the hell or knows the direction that you are going. Fact of the matter is, like I said, this right here was another attempt at race scripting and race baiting, and it obviously got busted wide open, and as a result of this, Kendrick Perkins looks absolutely stupid. Guys, John Claymore here. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video sound in the comment section. I'm going to get you guys' thoughts. Obviously, Kendrick Perkins is a dumbass. SJW's piss off.